Hello. Today I am going to be doing a new little setup with this like steering wheel table type thing you can get on Amazon. So let me set that up really fast. Cool. Super easy. Let me readjust you. Okay. I hope that looks good. You look kind of at an angle. Hold on. Is that better? I hope that's better. Okay. So today I have a stack of books over here. These are my current reads at the moment. Can you see them? I hope you can. So I'm just going to go through them and kind of just do a quick little talking video. I'm trying soft spoken. Don't know if you could tell. And I just kind of want to experiment and see if I like it. So let's get started with the main books that I'm reading. Number one is kind of stock boy, like boys that are obsessed with the stock market and stuff like that. Of me, very toxic hustle culture, motivational bullshit is what this is. But it is Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins, or Tony Robbins, who is a very famous, very well-renowned motivational speaker. I don't even know what you would call him. If you want to just like watch a Netflix special on him or from him, I highly suggest I Am Not Your Guru by him. I'm Not Your Guru. Anthony Robbins, Tony Robbins, whatever you want to call him. And basically he is just really good at changing mind frames, kind of working with your traumas, with the things that you dislike about yourself or your past, getting through that and, making it work for you so that you can achieve all of the things you want to achieve. And I wanted to talk about this book because in the past few weeks I've had a personal existential crisis with my life, which I tend to do every 6 months or so, I'm noticing. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we all kind of need self-reflection and just to kind of really look at our lives and be like, hey, what am I doing? Where am I going? Why am I going there? Kind of a thing. So that was my main crisis, was I have all these goals. Do I even really want them? Why do I want them? Where am I going? Why am I going there? Kind of a thing. So I've been self-reflecting on my goals and what I truly want, and this book has been very helpful because it's all about mindset. So it's like, well, what do you want? Do you want money? Why do you want money? Is it the money, or is it the feeling you think money will give you? Okay, you can just have that feeling. You can just make your mind frame an ecstatic one, or a joyful one, or a loved one. Our mind is only ever what we perceive. Life is not what happens to us, it's how we perceive the things. I'm fully just talking right now, hold on. It's how we perceive the things that happen to us. It's how we see things. It's how we see the world. It's not really what the world is. And it's just about how you can literally act like a movie director with your thoughts. and change them, or you can pick a successful person and just kind of copy exactly what they do, and you can achieve all the same things as them. It's very interesting. There's lots of like diagrams in it, and like it's actually very scientific and very accurate for a book that was published in, I think it was published in 86, which is when, 86, when Tony Robbins was 25, which is my age. So around the same time in his life, he was already successful, already helping so many people, and he wrote this book. And I think that's what, when I read that, is kind of what started my crisis. This time, that was the trigger. But the same book that caused it is like helping me solve it. So I've been getting a lot of good stuff out of it. I'm currently on page 176, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm thinking that it's a very interesting book, and I'm really, not that I recommend it to everybody. I don't think everybody would enjoy this. It's definitely a self-development book, and it's definitely very technical and could be seen as boring, I think, but I'm liking it. So if that sounds like your thing, you might like it too. The other book that I'm currently reading, which I'm thoroughly enjoying, is The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. Which is actually the third book in the Poppy Wars trilogy. And this trilogy is about a girl named Rin who gets accepted. She basically takes this test that exists in her world, where if you ace it and you pass it, you get academic acceptance into this world-renowned, basically like army school, where they train you to be an amazing soldier, and basically you're guaranteed a very elite job if you're able to get accepted into the school. So she fights tooth and nail to get into the school, and it's just about her time in that school and kind of the fallout of her country and her society, and how a poppy war, the third Poppy War, I think, takes place, and her role in it. And it's a fantasy book. It involves magic of some kind or another. I don't know. She says it's not magic, but it's technically magic. And it reminds me of if you were to take Mulan, The Hunger Games, and Harry Potter and put it all together. And that's exactly what this is. And I like it. It's a very good book. It's a very good series. And it is very action-packed. It's basically all about war. All of the books have been war adjacent, at least. But it's not boring. I find it very entertaining. And even the politics, they can get confusing, but it's just so good. So, highly recommend. This is the author that wrote Babel. If you know that book that came out this year, last year, recently. Same author. She goes to Yale, and she lives in New Haven, Connecticut, which is where I'm from. Not New Haven, but I'm from Connecticut. So, I feel akin to her. No, I just feel, I don't know. I like that she's from Connecticut. It's stupid. Anyways, okay. You should still be in focus, if I'm not wrong. Okay. Now, this is a book that I started, and I only got 69 pages into it, which is disturbingly ironic. But this is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. It sounds very Russian. I'm not sure if he's actually Russian or not. This is technically a classic. It says, oh yeah, he was born in St. Petersburg, so he is Russian. This was published in 1955. That is wild. It started to rain, so I hope you like the sound of rain. Lolita is a very well-known classic novel, and I've been reading this for a very long time, and I'm only on page 69 because it's very disturbing. I knew it was going to be disturbing just from the subject matter. Basically, how do you even... This does not tell you anything. Okay. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Anyways, I'll read you the back because I want to know how they describe it. Oh, it's like really raining. Okay, this is why I chose to soft speak, because I thought this might happen. Okay. Awe and exhilaration, along with heartbreak and mordant wit, abound in Lolita, Vladimir Nabokov's most famous and controversial novel, which tells the story of the aging Humbert's obsessive devouring and doomed passion for the nymphette Dolores Hayes. Lolita is also the story of a hyper-civilized European colliding with the cheerful barbarism of post-war America. Most of all, it is a meditation of love. Love as outrage and hallucination, madness and transformation. I thought I knew what Lolita was going to be about. And basically, it is about a middle-aged man obsessed with this, I think she's like 12-year-old girl. Very young girl. Or maybe 9. I don't know. He's like obsessed with girls between the ages of 9 and 12, but not all of them. Very specific ones that he says possesses a certain quality that's literally set out to torture him. He's a very strange, terrifying man. And this is a very in-depth look at his psyche from his perspective during this obsession he has with Lolita, and just kind of his backstory in general leading up to the obsession. And it's genuinely disturbing. He is very deranged. I've written so many times, this man is crazy. He was married at the beginning of the book to a woman his age out of just necessity, not because he was really in love with her, not because he really cared about her at all. Just kind of as a beard to his disgustingness. But she cheats on him because obviously he doesn't love her. Not that cheating makes sense ever, but you know what I mean. She was also not completely normal, and cheats on him, and he gets so upset, and he's like, I'm just gonna murder them right now. And he just keeps talking about it like that's a normal thing to do and a normal response to someone he doesn't even care about. It makes zero sense. He's honestly terrifying. But I always thought that this was a classic, where it was written at a time where, not that that kind of thing was normal, but that kind of thing wasn't really like talked about, I guess, where he would just be like talking about this girl, Lolita, and we would just be like, ew, that's really gross, and like in the back of your head you'd be like, she's so young, that's weird. But as he talks about her, you would forget that she was young. I thought it would be something like that. Like, that's how I think of Call Me By Your Name, like that kind of a thing. Or A Death in Venice, I think, is the other classic that I'm thinking of. But like these books where it's just grown men obsessed with younger women or boys or whatever, and it's at a time where that's not really like frowned upon as much, but you're still like, ew. I thought that that's what this was going to be, but it's not. This is literally a man who is going to jail, or is in jail, because of this obsession he had for Lolita. And he's literally been arrested, he's in jail, and he's just describing all of the crazy things he's done his entire life, basically, because he can't handle himself. And like he has like all of these like weird obsessions, and like to him it makes so much sense, but you're like, you make zero sense. You make zero sense, and it's disgusting. But yeah, it's not what I was expecting. And there's not really that big of a plot, honestly, besides he finds Lolita kind of by accident, because I honestly forget, because like the plot is so like not even a part of the story. He's just like constantly reminiscing and obsessing over Lolita. Like that's all that happens. The writing's beautiful, but I just can't really follow what's happening. I don't know if everything's happening is real or not. He is very unreliable, very unstable. And yeah, I want to read it because I've read so many books referencing this book, or with people talking about reading this book in other books. I read The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, and the entire book they talked about this book. And it's a classic book. I wanted to read it. I knew it was going to be hard, but this is real hard. But I think I want to finish it just because it's so short. But I don't know. It's just, you know. So, we'll see. And then I have A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, which is one of her adult fantasy series. And I've heard very good things about this. I've actually not started this, but I want to finish it, or I want to read it this month. Possibly, I don't know, starting series kind of overwhelms me. Especially, I don't know how many books are in this series. If it's more than a trilogy, that's really gonna overwhelm me. I feel like I'm in the middle of so many series, and then I forget what the first books are even about, so I have to reread them, and it's really annoying. But, I don't know why I put this down. But, yeah. I've seen really pretty art from it that people have done, and, like, the art inside of it is really pretty. Just, like, the different cities. All I know is that this is about, a fantasy world. And there's Black London, Red London, and White London or something. I forget. That's literally all I know about it. But, have I read V.E. Schwab? Yes, I read the, what was that name? Addie LaRue. I keep wanting to call it The Age of Adeline, because that's like what it reminds me of. But it's not The Age of Adeline. It is the blah blah life of Addie, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Thank you. I appreciate it. You were all yelling it at me. I know you were. I read that book, and that book is like, I think, her slowest paced book that she has. So I really want to read her like fantasy, fast-paced, action-packed books. because I'm sure I'm gonna love it if I love Daddy LaRue so much. So that's on my list. I also started today at work. I like to download my Kindle books, and then when I like have break and stuff at work, I'll like read it. I started The House of Hollow, or House of Hollow, by, I don't know her name. Let me open my phone. House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. Which I had purchased on Kindle because it was like $1 or something on Kindle, like Amazon deals. So I'm reading that right now. Let me tap on my phone while I talk about it. I've heard mixed reviews about that. Mixed reviews, but people were talking about it on TikTok, like last Halloween or something. And the cover's always so pretty. And so far it's really interesting. The beginning of it reads a lot like Cruel Prince to me. How Cruel Prince started. So I'm intrigued. And there's like already a mystery. I love mysteries or like secrets in books where the narrator's like, this thing that happened, and they never go into detail until it's revealed. Reveals are my favorite. Plot twists are my favorite. So yeah, I'm excited to read that book and see where that goes. But basically, that's all I have to say about books. But I just wanted to give you a little update at the back end of this video on me and kind of what's going on. So I'm working on my discipline right now. Let me adjust you. My discipline as a person has always lacked. I'm not that disciplined, and I say that and I feel so guilty and like I'm so bad at it, but I'm probably more disciplined than the average person. I have a degree, all that kind of stuff. Like, I've done things, I've accomplished things, but just like my everyday habits are not what I want them to be. So I want to get more serious about this content creation, YouTube videos. And I think a lot of my problem before has been, especially recently, that I like making videos like this, but I don't think that they're good enough or entertaining enough or like more like complex enough to be entertaining for like as long as they are. Which doesn't make sense because I love lo-fi, easy ASMR videos. And then I like really elaborate ones. It really just depends. And I think right now, with the time that I can physically offer to work on these videos and film them and create them, that realistically this is what I can offer. And that's okay. And I want to be more consistent with it, and I want to really commit to uploading every Sunday, if not more. So that's what I'm going to be planning on doing, and I'm really excited about it. If you have any ideas below, let me know. I really like book content, and I love book ASMR. I love tapping. I love all that kind of stuff. But if you have anything specific you want me to ramble about, show you, let me know. I know somebody has requested on my video, and I've seen it on other people's video, that they really want me to like look through the Guinness Book of World Records for a specific year. I don't have that book, and that doesn't really interest me, unfortunately. So I'll probably not make it. So if you do request something, I really appreciate it. I might not like do it, obviously, if I'm not really interested in it, but feel free to comment it anyways. And if it is something I'm interested in, I will be sure to make it. But otherwise, yeah, I don't really know, but I'll keep you updated on my I guess journey of myself and figuring out what I want and what I'm doing, and how I can discipline myself and self-parent, because it's difficult. But as I learn and when things work for me, I will definitely let you know, because I know that's helpful. One tip I could offer is when you have to like sit down and do something, like you have to sit down and do work at work, kind of a thing. Try the Pomodoro method. The Pomodoro method is when you work for an amount of time and then you take a break, and then you work for an amount of time and then you take a break, and it's all kind of like spread out and it's timed for you, and you can kind of see it count down as you're going. That helps me so much. It's actually my superpower. Honestly, I can do anything if I could Pomodoro it. So I suggest that. But yeah, anything else, let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. And thank you so much for watching.